So you've probably heard it before, sports bikes aren't made for touring. But after riding about 1,100 miles across the UK on my Honda CBR500r, and my friend here with his Suzuki GSXS800, I can tell you it's not only doable, it's one of the best experiences that at least I've had on two wheels. So we went from the east coast of England up into the Highlands of Scotland and all the way down on the west side to Calne for the Motorcycle Festival, which we're about to turn up to now on our bikes. We did the whole thing, two sports bikes, about 170 quid on fuel between us, and we just fueled up just now. And you know, we didn't bring a massive amount of luggage, as you can see. My mate's just got two bags and a very small light rucksack on, and I've got a light rucksack on. I just rolled my clothes, and I've just got a small tail bag. So let's break it down. What worked, what didn't, and how can you do it too? So we kicked off the ride on the flat open roads of England and the east coast. There was light traffic, sweeping bends and long straights that gave us the bikes room to breathe. We took our time, stopping in seaside towns, plenty of stops, because when you're on sports bikes after about an hour, it's good to have a good stretch. We tried avoiding motorways the best we could, and we really soaked in that coastal vibe, which is fantastic. And of course then came Scotland. You don't need to be on a GS to love the Highlands, but I tell you what, the GS would have come in useful in Lake District on Hard Knots Pass and Rhinos Pass, but that's another story, and I did another clip on that. So even with clip-ons and stiff seat, the winding tarmac through Scotland was absolutely worth it. And up there it's less about speed and more about flow, sweeping bends and dramatic scenery. It's almost meditative even on a sportier setup. So when we set up via the Lake District in Western England, dodging the worst of the traffic and ending here of course in Calne Motorcycle Festival in this town, where the streets are packed with every type of bike you can imagine, this is the perfect finale. Alright, let's talk about money. My Honda CBR500r did the entire trip 1,100 miles for just 80 quid on fuel. My mate's Suzuki GSXS800 came in around £99 and a couple of pence. And that was with varied riding, some fast A roads, slower scenic stuff, and a couple of fuel-hungry overtakes, and of course some very steep climbs in the Lake District. So the point is, sports bikes can be economical, especially the mid-weight ones, which we're on. And you don't need a touring tank or a 300-mile range if you plan smart and fill up where it's cheaper, outside the big cities or on motorway services. Now let's be honest, comfort is where sports bikes can get tricky. After 150 miles in the saddle, your wrists feel it, your neck too, but you can adapt. You learn to shift your weight and stand on the pegs briefly to stretch at petrol stops. We aim for about 200 miles max per day, which we only did a couple of times because we were out for a week. And they give us time to stop, explore, and actually enjoy the places we were riding through, not just blast through them. We also used tank grips and cruise throttle pedals to relieve the pressure on long road stretches. Game changer for wrists and hands. Now here's the big one, luggage. We both packed tail bags strapped securely to the clean seat and wore small lightweight rucksacks. The tail bags carried our clothes, charging cables, basic tools, chain lube and waterproofs. The rucksacks, well, just the essentials, snacks and locks and security stuff. So here's the trick, pack for function, not fashion. Quick dry clothes you can wash overnight and wear again. Basic first aid kit, and just know when you're going to lube your chain. So there's also leave space in your bag for stuff you might pick up along the way, possible souvenirs, although we didn't really buy any. But yeah, I'm always a big one on snacks. Now, as far as accommodation goes, we didn't camp. Sports bikers and tent poles don't mix well. We didn't pay tourist prices either. We stayed just outside the busy towns and premier inns, and we got good hotels for as little as 25, 35 to £45 a night, shared. and they were twin rooms, and that really kept the price down. Of course, you go for the breakfast as well, and pick out breakfast time, and you're more or less set up for the day. And yeah, if you use apps like Booking.com or last minute deals, you can save a lot of being flexible, and yeah, just avoid the heavy prices. Now, sports bikes can make sense for touring. Here's the thing: you already love your sports bike. You know how it handles. You know it squirts. You dialed it. That makes it safer, more fun, and more satisfying to tour on that. Switching to the beast of a tourer, but just because that's what people do, that's what people say. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to let us in here right now, actually, because as you see, my mate's not moving. I think I'm just better back up this way. No, right, you can let me. Okay, no, turn me around. Okay, so they're not going to let us in. So that means we're going to have to find a place to park. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the tank is smaller. The seat isn't padded like an armchair, but what you lose in comfort, you gain in agility, fun, and a connected feeling with the road. You just need to ride smarter on a sports bike. You plan your stops, you don't push distance for ego's sake, and you eat light and hydrate often. Might be a good idea to carry earplugs, especially if you're going faster, or at least have a decent snood where you can cover your ears. And that can help with fatigue over long days. So, 1,100 miles, 2 mid-weight sports bikes, 1 massive ride across the UK, coast to coast and back again. We didn't break the bank, we didn't need high-tech luggage or cruise control, just good planning, a bit of patience, and the will to go. So if you're sitting there wondering if your sports bike is up to it, stop wondering, start planning. I'm just planning for a place to park right now, but let's see. I think what we might do is we might kind of park kind of away from the festival and walk back in. So anyway, it's not just about the gear, it's about the ride, the moments in between, the views you'd never see from a car. So when you hit the road, you pack light, you ride far, and remember, if your knees ache a bit, you're doing it right. Okay, so if this has inspired you to get your own touring adventure started, hit that subscribe button, follow, give us a like, and drop a comment with your touring setup. Ride safe. Remember, it's not just about the destination, it's also about the journey. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.